and Sam Hubbard scooped it and ran it all the way back.
Hubbard to the Ravens 40,
Nice.
the 30,
Nice.
the 20,
Yeah.
the 10, the
Woo.
5, touchdown!
How about it?
Bengals!
Woo.
Welcome to the jungle, Bengals fans. I'm Kyle Phelps, and yes, it's a great day to be a Cincinnati Bengals fan, folks. The Bengals picked up another playoff win this week against the Baltimore Ravens, and we're on to our rematch with Buffalo next week. But before we get into breaking down that game, I'd just like to ask that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. It really helps my channel grow, and it helps you know when I drop all of my content. So, I'm not gonna lie, folks, this one made me a little nervous. Not at first, because they started out looking like they were gonna run away with this one. You know, the Bengals went on a 6.5 minute drive out the gate, and they finished with a field goal, which isn't really ideal, but they were moving the ball, and that felt really good. Then, on the first drive on defense, Akeem Davis-Gaither intercepts Tyler Huntley, and the Bengals capitalize on offense with a touchdown. Evan McPherson proceeded to mix the extra point, which that was a little concerning in the moment, but it was still starting to feel like the Bengals were taking firm control of the game. Then, the defense fell apart. Baltimore put together a 10-minute touchdown drive of their own, and Hayden Hurst fumbled the ball right back to them at the Bengals' 30. Even before the fumble, the offense looked like it was really starting to struggle moving the ball as opposed to what it looked like early in the game. Joe Burrow was getting pressured a lot, and he took a sack right before that fumble. Luckily, the defense stepped up, and the Ravens were held to a field goal. Oh shit. Suddenly, we're losing at halftime by 1 point, and we were up 10 earlier in the half, man. So, yeah, not great. We kind of got back to chaos in the third quarter, too, with the defense coming out strong. They forced a 3-and-out, and then the offense, they responded with a touchdown. Plus a 2-point conversion, which felt really good to remove the Ravens' extra point advantage. But then Eli Apple got burnt to a crisp by Demarcus Robinson on a 41-yard touchdown. Now the game's all tied up. Then another 3-and-out for the Bengals. Then the Ravens proceeded to march all the way down from their own 18 to the Bengals' 1-yard line. Fuck. However, just as it felt inevitable that the Ravens would take a 7-point lead on a Tyler Huntley sneak on 3rd and goal, Logan Wilson came up clutch, knocking the ball out of his hands at the goal line, and Sam Hubbard scooped it and ran it all the way back.
Hubbard to the Ravens 40,
Nice.
the 30,
Nice.
the 20,
Yeah.
the 10, the
Woo.
5, touchdown!
How about it?
Bengals!
Woo.
Very slowly, by the way, despite what Joe Burrow would tell you, and ultimately with some help from Marcus Bailey knocking Mark Andrews out of the way for a huge momentum-swinging touchdown. Not only was it a game-defining score for the Bengals, but it ended up being a game-winning score for the Bengals. 24-17 scoreline as a result of that scoop and score would not change for the rest of the match. At that point, it was just a lot of punting from both teams up until the final drive. Honestly, kind of came away from this game a bit worried about the Bengals' offense because they just couldn't move the ball when it mattered. Especially with Jonah Williams going down with a knee injury and just adding to the recent list of devastating offensive lineman injuries that we've had to deal with lately. It really makes you nervous seeing stuff like that happen because it really felt like the Bengals fixing their offensive line was going to be key for them getting over that hump and winning the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Carmen, Volson, Karras, Sharping, Adeniji feels an awful lot like Williams, Spain, Hopkins, Adeniji, and Prince from the Super Bowl last year. Although, I do want to point out that I felt Jackson Carman fit much better at left tackle than he ever did at right guard last year, and may have actually outperformed Jonah Williams at certain points. Sharping seems to be very capable at guard, and Adeniji seems like he plays well when everybody else around him plays well. So maybe there's some hope for this unit after all. So at the end of the day, the Bengals got the win, which matters more than anything. It was a win that felt very similar to their wildcard win from last year over the Raiders, except this time, it was an interception by Jermaine Pratt that sealed the game with 17 seconds left. Jermaine Pratt nearly sealed the game this time with an interception with 34 seconds left. But he dropped it. They did end up holding the Ravens from any more completed passes until the clock ran out, though. despite the fact that they almost completed that Hail Mary at the end. But it was just a tough, hard-nosed, classic example of AFC North football, and frankly, it was just amazing to get the win at all. The Bengals are now looking forward to their rematch with the Buffalo Bills next week after they barely held off the Skylar Thompson-led Dolphins in their wildcard matchup. So the way I see it, both of these teams look kind of suspect this week in the first round of the playoffs, so next week's matchup should be a fascinating one. Here's hoping the Bengals get off to the same type of start they did in the last matchup before the, Damar Hamlin tragedy struck. Let me know what y'all think about this game in the comments below, and I'll feature the best ones in my next video, like this one from Bill Snow, who said, "I feel like Cincy gets no respect. You guys are the Rodney Dangerfield of the NFL. Good job on the video, dude." And you're damn right, Bill. Nobody talks about this team because they're too busy talking about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Bengals have had to earn every bit of respect that they've gotten this year. But I'll tell you one thing, Bill. I fucking love Rodney Dangerfield, so I love that comparison. And after that game, now I know why the Tigers eat their young, you know? But anyway, that's all I got for this week, y'all. I'm going to put out some sort of episode ranking and going over the wild card round games and the divisional matchups in lieu of my normal power rankings tomorrow. But until then, y'all can always catch more of what I do at KylePhelps92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/ThePhelps, ATBNetwork.com, Bought Fumble Sports, the Battle of Ohio podcast, which is on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and right here if you subscribe. We're on to Buffalo, everyone. I'll leave y'all, as always, with a hootie!